Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about how SQL databases are organized. Now this is a very important topic because it'll allow you to understand pretty much any database in the world. Yes, in the world. You heard me right. Now, this is part of my video series where I'm teaching you SQL for free. And that's not to say that if you haven't seen any of the other videos, you won't learn something in this video and it won't make sense to you. But if something is confusing, feel free to check out the playlist of all of the videos I've made so far, linked down in the video description, and uh, give them a watch. It might help clarify some concepts for you. Now, I'm going to ask you to subscribe now. And the reason why I'm asking you to do that is because, first, the vast majority of you aren't subscribed. But second, it lets me know that this is content that you're interested in. Previously, I've made primarily Power BI content, but a good part of my background is in working with SQL. And I haven't found a lot of great resources teaching you SQL for free. And that's what I am trying to create here. So if you like that value, please subscribe. Please like this video. Please comment because it helps keep the videos growing, the channel growing, and me motivated making these videos. Okay, let's jump into the computer. So just like in previous videos, we're going to open up SSMS. So we're going to open up SQL Server Management Studio, and we are going to log into my SQL Server. Now, just a shout out. If you don't have a SQL Server that you can practice in or that you can learn in my video SQL series, there is a video on how to install SQL Express and how to configure your server. So I'm going to hit connect, and just like that, it's going to go ahead and it's going to load me into my local SQL server. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is the structure of the SQL server. If you know me, you know I like analogies. So we're going to talk about the SQL server like it's a library building. In this case, the server, or what you see here is localhost, is like the entire library building itself. It's the physical computer that houses and manages all the data and provides all the services. In our analogy, it's the library building, including the staff, the security system, and the infrastructure. Now, within servers, we have what are called databases. So we do have system databases, but we also have databases that we can create. And by the way, if you don't know how to create a database, again, there's a video for that in the Learn SQL for Free playlist down below. But a database is like a specific department within the library, such as, for example, like the fiction or the history section. It's a collection of organized data related to a particular process. A database will store database objects, which are essentially tables, views, and functions, and then a few other things. We aren't going to get into that today, but just know that's what a database is. Then, within a database, we have what are called schemas. So a schema is this DBO part right here before. Think of it like a set of rules or the organizational system for our database, or in our analogy, our library department. It's what defines how the data is structured within the database. You can really think of it kind of like a container or a namespace. So DBO is the Microsoft default schema when you create a new object, but you could create one, for example, different department names or different things like that. Now, the other part of this is the table name. So after this DBO, there's orders. A table is basically like a single bookshelf kind of within our library analogy, and it contains our organized data with rows and columns. So if I am writing a query and I want to reference a table, I need to give it that path. I need to tell the SQL server, hey, I want you to go into this database and go into this schema to get this table. So if you've watched my previous videos when I created a table, you'll notice that I'm typing the full path. So in order to reference that orders table, I go SQL practice .dbo.orders. So think about this like navigating our library. I'm going into the particular section or department. Then within that particular section or department, I'm going onto that shelf. And then within orders, I'm going into that table. So this is a universal system across relational databases. When I told you earlier in the video, you can understand any database in the world, this is a great starting point. But it doesn't tell you anything about the particular table. So that's where documentation comes in. And that is where we have a concept called an entity relationship diagram. Now, entity relationship diagrams, which you'll typically hear referred to as ERDs, is essentially a detailed blueprint that helps you organize information about your database. It's a way that you can represent entities, so in this case, tables, and then the relationships between those tables. And there's specific types of notation here. So one of the things you might notice is these single lines, right? These dictate the relationships that these entities or these tables can have. So for example, a single customer places an order. A customer can have multiple orders, which is showing that there's one customer to multiple here, right? Orders contain multiple order items, right? And then within those order items, you can essentially have a one product. Now, you might notice these PK and these FK constraints. These are primary key constraints. What this essentially means is that this column right here is unique in this table, right? So for example, the customer ID is unique to the customer's table. The order ID is unique. This is a constraint that we create when we create a database. In my previous video in the SQL series, I talked about how to make a table, and one of the things you might notice is that I was defining primary key constraints. That's what these PKs are. The FK stands for foreign key, and that means that the column is a primary key in the other column or another table. This isn't something that we would dictate, but it is something that you can know. Now, if you've made it this far, I'm going to issue you a challenge right now, or a practice problem. So listen to the problem, pause the video, and see if you can do it, especially if you're following along with my Learn SQL series. So take this ERD right here and create a table using the ERD, so using the table name and then all the column names and then the primary key constraints and the data types for all of these in our table. So right now, if you've been following along, you just will have the orders table. I want to see you create a customers table, an orders items table, and a products table. So pause the video now and try to do that. Okay, I'm back and I have the SQL code that can create these tables. And I will have this SQL code linked down in my video description. One call out, you might notice that orders is highlighting red. That's because I already have this orders table here. By the way, if you want to delete a table from a database, you just go drop table and then you go orders, right? And if you notice, the red line is gone. And then one other thing you might notice is that I don't have the full abbreviation here. And that's something we should fix. So I'm going to go SQL practice.dbo.orders. Now, this is not something that you need if you're up here, you're in the SQL's practice database, but it's always best practice to type the full path. So I'm going to type this. Now, this is a bunch of individual SQL statements. So if you notice, I've got a colon after each and every single one. And then I have the column name and then the data type over here. So when I highlight this and I run this, you'll notice I'll get my commands completed successfully. And then when I go back over to SQL Express, reload it, expand tables, you'll notice I now have all of my tables. If you have any questions about this code, go watch my video on how to load data into a SQL server where we create a table and I explain all this, or leave me a question down in the comments. Okay, now it's time to load data into these tables, which again, I'm going to challenge you. Pause the video. If you watched my previous video, you should know how to do this using a bulk insert and the data files that are in my GitHub. So go download those data files. Try it on your own first. You'll learn by trying to fix it on your own, and then come right back to this video. Okay, so I'm back. I have all of my bulk insert statements written. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to run these. And if you notice, I am going to get an error because I named the file wrong. So I'm going to fix that file path right there. And I'm going to run it down from here down since we already loaded. It's not going to like that. And if you notice, it's saying line 12. So it liked you, and then it liked you. So I must have highlighted right here, only highlighted there, which then left just that running, which then threw an error. So you can run SQL statements just by highlighting them. But just like that, we have all of our data loaded. And I will again have this code for you on my GitHub, but I'd encourage you to try it first. All right, so just like that, you know how databases are structured, with the server to the database to the schema to the table. And you now know how to read an ERD, which is the most common form of database documentation, an entity relationship diagram. And you took your ERD, you converted it into tables, and you loaded data into those tables. So if you're interested in continuing this SQL journey and found this video helpful, again, please consider subscribing. I'm making videos pretty regularly now, building on this series, and I'd really like to have you along for the journey. I know learning a new skill can be challenging, but I believe in you. Plenty of people have done this before. I've done it. I'm no genius. And so I think that you can learn it. It's just going to require dedication. And if you wanted to let me participate in your journey, I'd really enjoy that. So with that, thanks for watching.